Takadosh. Erev Tov, Masechet Ketubot Daf, Ayin Bet Amud Aleph. Ayin Bet Amud Aleph, the two dots. It says over here like this. We are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lines down. Where it says, if he's going to say for another reason, then he's going to be permitted. What does it mean, davar acher? Why is it that he's going to come and prohibit his wife from going to the Bet Avel, Bet Mishteh, to the weddings, to the what's going on? My davar acher, if he knows that there's people which are prutzin, they're less, they do nonsense. You understand? They do shtuyot. So he doesn't want his wife there. So he makes a neder. She's not allowed to go there. So he's going to be believed. Amar Ravashi says, "Lo, I'm not allowed to chazek. It's only if there's a chazaka that there's something there. But there's no chazaka, look, then he can. Meaning he can't just say, no, I thought there was no. What? There's a chazaka that there's people like that there. Then you're right. But if not, then you cannot do that. Okay. Next, 2 dots. But what happens if he comes and he says, on condition that you tell Mr. Ploni what you just told me, or what I told you to tell? What's the big deal? Let her tell a secret. What's the problem? No. Basically, the husband went and he said that you're obligated to go curse this person. Or you're obligated, so then she doesn't have to listen to him. Why? Because she's not obligated to go and start, saying bad things or all these different things to people. So therefore, he divorced her, he has to give her the ketubah. Right? She's throwing things in the garbage. What's the big deal? What does that mean that she's taking the thing and she's putting in the garbage? What's the big deal? Amar Rav Yehuda ben Shmuel, says Shmuel, shetemale v'nofetzet. He says, no. Kavanat Mishnah is that it's right after Tashmish, which means that after she fills her stomach with shichvat zera, with semen, right? She has to take out the semen in order that she doesn't become pregnant. So therefore, that means the Torah was saying that you're filling up the bucket and then you're spilling it out. So what is that referring to? That's referring to that he's having relations with her, and then he's telling her to empty it out in order that she doesn't become pregnant. If he does that, she could get divorced. Basically, she gets up and she washes all out. Yeah. So she does that, even if it goes in. Even if it goes in, she could wash it all out. She takes a douche and she washes it all out. Says the Gemara, that's called that she's filling up a utensil and taking it out in the garbage. No. No, we're talking about that she would have to fill up 10 jugs of water and throw it out in the garbage. So Bishman and Shmuel, I understand Shmuel that she has to take out the zera in order not to become pregnant. That's why she could go out and she gets. Why? A woman wants to have children. If you're not telling her she cannot have children, so obviously you have to get divorced and you have to give her the ketubah. But if it's according to the matnita that she has to fill up water and throw it in the garbage, ma'inaf kamina. Do it. She looks like a shota. Imagine right now you see a woman, fill up a jug of water, throw it in the garbage. Another jug in the garbage. She's doing that 10 times. I'm going to start looking at her as, like a mishugat. You understand? So because of that, he has to divorce her. Imagine right now he comes and he makes his wife a neder that she cannot lend anything to anybody and she cannot borrow anything from anybody. Whether it's talking about the sieve, right, and all these, the mill, the ovens, yes, why? She's going to have a bad name. Everyone's going to say, this woman never lends out things, or she never, so therefore, bad name. So therefore, he has to divorce her. You also learned in the right, also, she makes a neder that she's not going to borrow, she's not going to lend out these utensils. She's not going to make beautiful clothing. That says she also leaves without a ketubah. She's giving a bad name for herself. Okay? Mishnah. I'm bet Amud Aleph Mishnah. These are women that they go out without a ketubah. A woman that she's overet on dat Moshe Yehudit. What is the dat Moshe? It says dat Moshe. She gives him food and she didn't take off maaser. I mean, she's being overet a dat Moshe. Meshamashto nida. She's having relations with him when she's a nida. That's what? That's dat Moshe. Velo kotzala chala. She's not separating chala min ha'isa. She's not taking off afrashat chala. Number 4, no derav mekayim. She makes a neder and she's not mekayim. That's called overet al dat. Dat Moshe. What's dat Yehudit? What does it mean? Vezu dat Yehudit. She's going out with her hair uncovered. Tova bashuk. she's weaving in the marketplace, which is not sniut. Medaberet im kol adam, she's a flirt, she's a coquette, she's speaking with everybody. Yeah, with all these people. Abba Shaul also says, Mikalelet Yuldav, she comes and she's cursing the in-laws, befanav, in front of him. In all these cases, she goes over the other ketubah. Tarfon says, even a kolanit, a woman that she's too loud. What is kolanit? Even if she's speaking in her house, everybody hears her voice from the outside. Says the Gemara, she's giving him to eat something which is not meusar. What's the case? If he knows, so nifrosh, he should separate the maaser. If he doesn't know, so how does he know that he's giving her to eat without maaser? Answers the Gemara, she comes and she tells the husband, this Mr. Cohen is taking it off. Right? And what happened? And then he asked the Cohen, and the Cohen says, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything. So he caught her cheating. He caught her lying. Okay? Right? He had a relationship with her when she's a nida. What's the case? If he knows, so nifrosh, don't have relations with her. If he doesn't know, so just rely on him. How do we know that nida is going to count the 7 days for herself? When it says safra lah, she's counting for herself, it means that she's going to rely upon herself. Answers the Gemara, what are we dealing with? She says, this rabbi, it said that it's pure blood. And then he went and he asked the rabbi, and she's a shakranit. So because of that, again, he gets rid of her without a ketubah. You can answer like a review says, what happens if she has a chazakah that she's a nida in her vicinity? So the husband gets lashes because of nida. Meaning even if she wasn't a nida, but the fact that everyone knows that she's a nida, or they think that she's a nida, because she was wearing the white clothing outside and everybody knows, and now he has relations with her, boom, he gets lashes. Next, velo katsa chala, she doesn't take off chala. Hechidan, what's the case? If he knows that she didn't do afrashat chala, nifros, she's separated. If he didn't know, how does he know? No, somebody came and he started doing the isa, he started molding the bread. He went and he asked him, and he found out that it was lying. So she was lying. So again, the same thing. What does it mean now that she is noderet ve'ena mekayemet? Right? She makes a neder and she's not mekayem the neder. The Amar more says, ba'avon nedarim banim metim. Children die when the parents make a neder and they're not mekayem the neder. Yeah, very powerful. Shneimar says in a pasuk, don't give your mouth to sin against your flesh. Because if a person is going to come and put their mouth in it, right, what's going to happen? Shalom, the children die. This is a mistake. So we're not to do that. What is the maaseh yadav shel adam? What is the human being's actions? Your children. Your children's maasim shelcha. Correct? Rav Nachman says, it's another pasuk. The pasuk says, Lashav iketi benechem. For no reason you went and you hate your children. Lashav aliskeh shav, because you spoke shav. What is shav? Lo tisa Hashem hashav. Don't put Hashem's name in vain. Tanya, we learned in the right. Rabbi used to say, if a person knows that his wife comes and she makes a neder and what? She's not making the neder, right? What does that mean? Make her make the neder again. What does that mean? What does that mean? Now you're going to make her. What does that mean? Right? The how does he fix it? He said, no. You have to get him angry. She's going to make the same neder, and then he's going to do a farat nedarim. By making a farat nedarim, he took away the neder. Kapish? Amru lo, they went and they said, En adam darim nachash bekfifa. You cannot live with a snake, right, together. What does that mean? Because all that's going to happen is you just turn away for 1 second, the snake bites you. The same thing. If a woman comes and she's always making the darim, you have to divorce her. Why? Because you're not going to be on top of her every single minute. Did she make a neder? Not make a neder? Yes, neder. It's too much. Tanya Rabbi used to say, if a man knows that his wife doesn't do afrashat chala, he should do the afrashat chala. So Amrulo, they said no. And Adam in Nachash, you don't know every single time she does afrashat chala. So that's it. You don't do that. Man de matni laha, the one that learned it on this one, kol sheken ahach. Kol sheken is another case. Man de matni ahach, aval ahach, zin in the mikveh. No, sometimes it's going to happen that he could give her to eat, and she could give him to eat without afrashat chala. Ve'ezo dat yudit. What is dat yudit? She's going out with her hair uncovered. Rosha parua. That's doraita. That's not dat yudit. Dat yudit is mashma that it's like a din drabanan like this. She's going against Jewish law. Din doraita, she has to cover her hair. And so the Dichtiv Ufrat Rosh Haisha, you have to uncover her hair. These are the zara that she's not allowed to go with her hair uncovered. And so the Gemara Deoraita, right? Ayin Bet Amubet 72b. Kalta Shapid Dami says Midin Torah. All you have to do is you have to come and you have to come and you have to cover your hair even with a basket. That Yudita feel Kalta Yasud. Even Kalta is going to be a suit because basically, even though you have a little bit of holes, right? It's like a mesh. But if you have holes, so technically midoraita, that's probably enough because at the end of the day, it's still covered. But that yudit is even with that because it's niut, you have to cover it that you cannot see the hair at all. Meaning it's not that you could see a little bit of it. No, you cannot see the hair at all. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yasi, Rabbi Yochanan, says Rabbi Yasi, Rabbi Yochanan kalata ba mishum pirur rosh. The kalata, there's no problem of pirur rosh. So Havi Rabbi Zera comes and he asks, Hechal, like where is this exactly? If you're telling me she's doing it in the shuk, that yuditi. Obviously she's talking about in the chatzer. Says what? Women, many times they will be without any type of hair covering in their house or in the places, you understand? Nowadays, Baruch Hashem, because of the Zohar HaKadosh and everything, so then women will also cover their hairs in their houses. But sometimes in the house, they weren't doing that, you understand?
They're allowed.
Yeah, they're allowed. So, although we
say that we cannot say.
From one chatzer to another chatzer v'derech mavui. Okay, fine. Next, tova lashuk. We're talking about she's kneading in the marketplace. You could see her elbows. The fact that you could see her elbows, it's a lack of tzniut, so she's over at that you did. Okay. Rav Chasta amar Rav Yimi. Rav Chasta said, that during the time of the tviyah, right, basically you could see like a panea shel mata, which means you could see her private parts because basically she's weaving. And the way that she's sitting, you could actually, she's revealing herself. Okay? What does it mean that now she's speaking to everybody? She's starting to speak with the with Bachurim. So therefore, he's going to divorce her, obviously. Okay? Once I was going behind Rav Ufka, and I saw this woman Araviyah, that she was sitting, she was doing the plach. You could see everything. And once we saw, she took and she threw it. And she told me, please give it to me. Right? What does that mean? She threw it, so that way he bends down to pick it up. When he bends, he sees, everything. So Amar ba Rav Ukva Minta. Rav Ukva went and he said something of Ganai, that if this was an Isha Yudiya, so then she would, that was Overet of that you did. So he went, this is the that you did. What did he say? You know what? Both. The fact that she threw it purposely for him to come and give her the thing back, that's medaberet kol adam. The other one was tova bashuk. Next, she's cursing the in-laws. In front of the husband. So what's a siman? Ephraim Yuli. What does that mean? Ephraim and Menashe were the grandchildren of Yaakov, but they were chashuvim like Reuven and Shimon. So too, the children of the Baal are chashuvim like the Baal Tzmon. So if you're going to start cursing the grandchildren, it's like you're cursing the husband. So Rabba says, he says, halvai, that the lion should come and eat the Saba, right? And she's saying that in front of the son of the husband. Meaning she's coming and saying in front of the grandson, halvai, that a lion should eat your grandfather. That's already enough for what? For, how do you call it? For the Mikalelet Yodaf. Somebody that's a woman that she's too loud. My koloni, what does that mean? Everyone could hear that she's having relations. Right? That means basically he's mitbayesh. Why? She comes and all of a sudden she comes and everyone knows that they're having relations. It's niut. You're having relations with one chatzer and she's screaming and everyone could hear in the other chatzer. So says the Gemara, so what do we learn that this is one of the mumim? There's a defect. Well, she's having relations, it hurts her, so she's making noise, and now it's embarrassing for the husband. And says, you're right. It goes back to the first answer, which means that you could, when she's very loud, so you hear all these things at the shmish, and it's very embarrassing. Next, Mishnah Ayin Bet Amubet, towards the bottom. Imagine a person comes, he gets married to a woman, he says on condition there's no nidarim. All of a sudden she has nidarim, and she's not married. If you got married to her stam and then she was found to have nidarim, right? Then what? Right? Right? Why? Because he could say, I don't want an isha nadarim. I don't want this woman that she's always making nidarim. Because she said that. So it's not good that a woman's stop making nedarim. Okay? Imagine right now he says he's going to get married to a woman on condition there's no blemishes. And then all of a sudden there was blemishes. And on Mekudesha, there's no wedding. But if he got married to her stam, he gets divorced from her, but without a ketubah. Again, remember the difference between tetzibel ketubah and Mekudesha. Mekudesha means that there was never a wedding here. Why? Because they never fulfilled the condition. The other one is that there was a wedding, but he could divorce her without giving the ketubah. Any mum which is posel in a kohen is posel in a woman. Okay? Why? Because obviously we're talking about it's a defect. So any defect that a kohen has that he cannot serve in the Beit HaMikdash is the same defect that a woman has that you cannot get married to her. That means you could get rid of her. Utnam nami says the Gemara. Utnam nami kiddushin kagam. We said kiddushin is the same thing. So says hacha ketubot isichle. Here, even though we learned it by kiddushin, we wanted to learn it because of the ketubah. Tana kiddushin atu kedubot. So we learned kiddushin because of kedubot. Hatam kiddushin isichle. There was a kiddush by kiddushin. Tana kedubot atu kiddushin. Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishim Rabbi Shimon ben Sadak. Says Rabbi Yochanan name Rabbi Shimon ben Sadak. Be'elu nedarim. What nedarim we're talking about? That a woman should not eat meat, drink wine, or to put on colored clothing. We also learned in the right we're talking about things of inui. She's not allowed to eat meat, drink wine, or to kashet. So Havi Rav Papa comes and he asks, in which case are we going on? If you're telling me that it's going on the Reisha, that a person gets married, that she doesn't have nedarim, and all of a sudden she does have nedarim, that she's not married, given the kapid, since he's so makpid, so then anything then. Afilu kol min enami on any. She's a woman that she's making nedarim. He doesn't want any nedarim. And la seifa, it has to be on the seifa. Ravashi Amar no. Ravashi says really it's going on the reisha. Or maybe the kapid she have a kaped. I mean the kaped. Since it all depends. If people are makpidim, so they're makpidim. If people are not makpidim, they're not makpidim on that. Okay. Itmar was stated. Kichal tonight. Imagine a person comes and he makes a condition. He's getting married to her. No nedarim. Uknasa stam. But then when he got married to the nisuin, he got married to her regularly. Rav says he needs a get, right? Why? Because it was a good kiddushin, right? And Shmuel says and it's a get. He doesn't need a get. Amar Rabbi comes and he says, "Lo teima ta'amad de Rav." Don't tell me the reasoning of Rav in Gilmon Dalef 73a. Don't tell me the reasoning of Rav is kiven shekan satam because he got married to her stam. Achuli achla litnei. So then he was mochel. He says, "El ta'amad de Rav lefi she'en adam oseh bilato bilatznu." Because the person does not make his biyah tznu. We continue with Zot Hashem tomorrow.